What's up, everybody? Sparrowwood Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. When we left off in the last episode, we kind of finished off the main door type thing to the hangar bay, which is pretty cool. I like it. I like how it's going. Side note, new update has come out, which has added a few things, mainly controller support for those of you that are really advocates of control. I am actually a really big advocate of controller support. It's currently in early stages, though, as far as like you can't actually go in and customize how you want the controls to work and everything. And the way it's set up isn't bad or anything. It's just, it's a little, it feels, it's probably just because I've played on a keyboard and mouse for so long now, that it feels like I'm faster with a keyboard and mouse. So I'm still kind of derping around with the controller. It's not a bad system. I really like it, and I think once it gets refined and, you know, a controller scheme setup is really put into place, I guess. You know, it seems like at the moment it's basic, so some of the features aren't still there, and I still ended up using a keyboard and mouse anyway from time to time. Like being able to search, or and with as many mods as I have, I pretty much just utilize the search bar all the time now. You know, or one thing that surprised me was the lack of sprinting. That was unusual. That I figured, being that, you know, your best place to use a controller is more action, quicker gameplay kind of thing on adventure maps or something, instead of necessarily a building mechanic, you would want like sprinting and all those features to be implemented, but whatever. So just FYI, the other thing, let's see, I don't remember if, okay, I don't see them in here. They, in the update video, they showed new modules, but those must have been developer-made mods, I think, that you could do driller modules and thrusters, and what was the other one? Gyroscopes, to increase power consumption, but would make them do different things, which is cool. But those are dev-made mods, I guess. They weren't just in the update. Alright, so on to the task at hand. It seems like the general consensus is to go for a ceiling docking bay type thing, where you fly in upside down and dock. Which, by the way, our limbs seem to have fixed themselves, or that might have been something in the update that they did. I do have Darth Biomech, I think, the character rig fix thing, which is supposed to make it a bit more efficient, and it added like the reflection on the glasses back and stuff like that. But the actual animation rig for flying around, how it used to kind of flip out, that was part of the physics engine, which I guess Keen got worked out, so that's cool. All in all, we're not as psychotic and flipping out all the time. So anyways, we are looking at doing a gravity ceiling thingy. Ooh, that was weird. For docking. Now the question is going to be how to integrate, how to basically integrate something like this that we have in here with the whatchamacallit, the Death Star flooring and walls and stuff that we've got going on. Now, one other question. I brought this up briefly in my last video, is this graded flooring. Let me know. I want feedback from everybody on whether or not you would like it better if we replaced all that with the Death Star flooring, because more and more this ship is turning into something Star Wars-esque. Like, it's turning into something. I don't know, I won't say, I know some people have been advocating for making the Death Star. I don't think I'm gonna do that, just because it's basically just a flying round ball, which isn't that thrilling to me. What more than likely will end up happening is Star Destroyer is more probably. I don't think I want to confine myself to doing either or. I would like to just keep building and seeing what happens. Oops. One other thing was somebody had mentioned doing something like this in the corner, which if we ended up making the this flooring, the Death Star flooring, this wouldn't be bad. Currently with this, I'm not as big of a fan. So I think I'm going to stick with the sideways. I think that's how we did it. Something like that. Oh, and this is the wrong color. Let's grab this one. There we go. That's better. Okay, so that's something I need you guys' input on, as far as if we should change up the flooring and make it all the Death Star blocks, or if we should keep it. Now, one obvious problem that shows up is the pressurizedness, if you will, of if we take this flooring out and make it just the catwalks, then it's not going to be a full block to seal in the bottom. That may not be an issue, though, because there's no longer any exposures to the bottom. So that could actually work in our favor, depending on how it works. Alright, so back to building. We have like ramps and stuff from the whatchamacallit, the Death Star mod, but what we don't have, I don't think I need the bridges anymore, so we can grab this. Wait, what is it? Conference table mid Tarkin. What does that mean? Tarkin get his own? Oh, that's bridges. So that's conference table mid. This is... Oh, it's got a higher chair thing. I gotcha. Now, what is this exactly? Show block internal conference table. Is this just like a chair? Or what? Alright, I'm gonna risk it. Okay, we can't control the ship from here, so it must just be a chair. Interesting. So, yeah. We've got these. I'm gonna also put a control panel in here, which looks like so. Really like that, actually. The seamlessness of it is really cool. It blends very well. Blends very well. So this isn't bad. Unfortunately, it's not, I don't think, gravity walk compatible. Or, yeah, gravity walks. Alright. So, first of all, let's go ahead and come off of this. Or we're gonna need this color. I wonder... We're gonna do two different ways. I think we're gonna do one side one way and one side another. Let's just do it like this for now. We'll see what happens. Like I said, this is kind of just building on the fly. I don't really have like a set plan. I'm just kind of building. Now, one side we're going to do it this way. And see how we like this. The other, though, what I would like to do, and what I'm talking about is the internal lower wall, not this top part. This top part's gonna kind of be the same, just regardless. There we go. And I want this here to hold this stuff in place. Whoops. Whoops. Kind of looks like I'm using the force, actually, doesn't it? With my hand. Right here. Kind of looks that way. Yeah? Confirmed. This is a Star Wars game the whole time. It was right under our noses and no one knew. Alright. So, this block is obviously not visible, but what I want to do is make one side one design and one side the other. Now, the first design, we're going to kind of keep this idea going and see what comes of it. The other, though, what I want to do is what am I looking for? What am I looking for? No. Wall. Is some of these blocks again. Now, what we could do is change things up instead of using this white block. Tell you what, we're going to do it 3 different ways, actually. And I would like you guys' opinion on what your favorite is. I still think I'm going to go with the 3 block. It just seems to be the most easy to use. Or not easy to use, but like makes, I don't know, just makes the most sense. Complements it, whatever. Okay, actually, this wall we're going to do it this way. This one I'm going to do something else. And we're going to get rid of this too. Come on. There we go. Oh, didn't think about that. That's why I wasn't doing both of them at the same time. There we go. Alrighty. So this is kind of mirroring what we did in the reactor room, just to keep it uniform. Now, the other consensus is also that each room kind of should have its own thing. If that's also the case, then we're going to change this up again by, I'm going to try and use these, maybe? I don't know what the difference is between these two. Alright, let's clear some space, maybe. Oops, dang it. Okay, we'll leave that light there. We don't really need this, don't really need this. And we'll get all that back when we need it. First thing I'm going to do, though, is put the doors here, because I might end up using those doors as well. Alright, so let's do 1, 2, and 3. These have too many consoles on them that we might throw it in every once in a while, but I don't want them to be the standard wall. Yeah, I think that's our best bet. Glass stairs wall? Oh. Yeah, we saw that. I still don't really know what that does unless they're retractable. Actually, let's find out. So if I put a glass stair wall here, I should have access to it. Glass stair wall. Ah! Okay. So it is like a stairway. Interesting. That's going to come in handy. Alright. Let's actually go over to this one where it's brighter and we can see what we're doing more. Oh, ha! That's funny. I had my, I didn't remember that I had my controller plugged in. So it's giving me the, console commands. Okay, so there's that one, which is 1. This is wall 2. Actually, let's put a space between them. This is wall 3. Okay, so the wall patterns of both of these are the same, except this one has a lighter, or a longer blue bar, and this one is more grid-like. I think this one and this one's pattern match this style better, so I'm going to X that, and I personally like the longer light bar, so I'm going to go with basic wall 2. Oops. I always forget which one is it. Alright, there we go. I'm trying to do this. I didn't realize it wasn't actually giving me the right tooltips. So I wasn't paying attention at all. I guess I am getting the hang of this since I hadn't really noticed that I wasn't seeing the right buttons. Okay, so that should be like that. And then we would go this way. Alright, so that's the other way I would probably do things. So, either version 1, which, I don't know, I guess for this we'd have to do something with the lights. I don't want to overdo these lights, but this silver wall is just so plain that I feel like I'd have to do something like that. Maybe every other? Like, something like that? Let's actually do some multiple designs. Why not? We could do strips like that. I personally think I like that one better than that one. Let's see what happens if we did... Oh, and I can't do corners with that. Ooh, that's not good. So this would have to be... like this? Okay, no, that's not bad. It's kind of bothering me that this one is over the light and this one is not, but... you know. What are you gonna do? I guess that doesn't look bad since it's over both. That's not a bad idea, actually. It's not looking too shabby. I'm not really feeling this one, though. Okay, and... so that's not bad. Very, very Star Destroyer or Death Star or something. Very. Like I'm seeing it. Let's go ahead and operate on the assumption we're going to go with this one for now, because I can always get rid of it. I wish you could change the color of the lights. That would be kind of awesome. I did try changing the color, but it just changes the frame of the block. For example, if I were to pick like red, see, it just changes the frame. It doesn't actually change the other one. Oh, I didn't realize I had the lighter gray on there the whole time. Did I do that on all these? No, I think those are all the right color. That's weird. Well, for now I'm gonna leave it. It actually blends in better on that. That's because the wall's gray. Ah, okay. So, let's do another test. So, these are both fairly the same lighting. So what I'm going to do is make one of these. Like, these are both the same lighting, but what you can see is if I were to paint them, we actually haven't been running on the right color this whole time as the rest of the place. Alright. So there's dark gray, light gray, light gray's over here as well, the white interior walls, and the mixed interior walls is basically the color palette. So, curious as to what you guys think on that. Let's see. I'm trying to kind of mix things up and not do the same thing over and over. Now, we did decide that we would, if I ended up going back to survival, that I would end up just getting rid of the materials. So I'm not super worried about having to build all this crap. I'm wondering, I haven't really played with the gravity tubes yet. I'm wondering if there's terminus. I wonder if there's merit to this, or if this would just be weird. Corner. And what I mean by merit is, like, if it's worth putting this in here, or if I should just make it a walkway kind of thing. You know what I mean? I hope everybody knows where I'm going with that. Woo! I mean, this does kind of remind me of Empire Strikes Back. You know, Bespin, that whole situation. Alright, so let's turn on gravity here. Let's assume you come in, you dock the ship, so you're gonna, like, get out over there, and it could just kind of fling you up and spit you out kind of thing. I suppose the one benefit is you're not, like, walking around. In theory? I don't know. Maybe you do. Like I said, I've never really used these before, so I don't really know how they work. I do know that I can make use of just those. We don't really need the other ones at the moment. Transition, ejector, terminus. Grav tube. Don't really need, like, multi-directional. Grav cap. Vertical and horizontal. I'm guessing. So then... Oh, I see one problem with this. Is the arrows. And what I mean by that is that makes me think it's one direction. Not like the grav walks where you can go back and forth. And if that's the case, that could be problematic. It's kind of interesting, but I'm not really feeling doing it there, though. That's not really working for me. And of course we'll have to seal this back up and everything, but, you know, whatever. Okay. And I can never figure out which way these are facing. I think when the lip's further out, it's the floor. or the floor side, I think. Let's test that theory. Oops. Okay, that way it's sticking out. Oh wait, it might only go one way. That's below, that's above. So I think, yeah, I think that's how we're supposed to do it. There we go. Okay. So that's set up. And then I guess we would just do gravity walks kind of like all around. I'm gonna have to turn all these off for now too until I figure out where the actual stuff's gonna end up. Because the gravity is just... Ooh! The gravity is just a projection right now. Just flings you. Alright. So that's all well and good. There we go. Alright, so from this point is the tricky part. We've got to figure out exactly how the hangar is going to work up here, where the connection ports are going to be, where that's going to connect to, so on and so forth. But I feel like that's kind of a thing for the next episode, maybe. So I think we're going to wrap things up here. Let me know what you guys think. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.